Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Hike. My name is Pranjal Jain, and today we are going to try to solve a question named Pascal triangle. Now, Pascal's triangle is a very interesting concept. First of all, we'll try to understand what the concept is. In this particular question, the question is given an integer num rows, return the first num rows of Pascal triangle. So, I'll quickly explain to you what Pascal triangle actually looks like. So, the number of columns in a particular row are equal to the number of rows. So in the first row, there is one column. In the second row, there are two columns. In the third row, there are three columns, and so on. So the first number of every row is 1. So it starts like this. In the second row, again, we have a 1 and we have another 1. In the third row, basically now I'll show you what the pattern is. Initially, you put a 1. Now over here, you put the addition of the number right above it and the number diagonally before it. 1 plus 1, so this becomes 2. At the end of each row, again, there is a 1. Let's write the next row in a similar fashion. So you put a 1 at the beginning. Then over here, once again, you have the sum of the number right above it and the number diagonally before it. So 2 plus 1, this becomes 3. The next number, once again, same pattern, 1 plus 2. So this is again a 3. And at the end, you put a 1. So this is what a Pascal triangle looks like. Let us now look at the code of how we are going to solve this particular question. So num rows can be anywhere from 1 to 30. Okay. So the Pascal triangle looks like this: 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1. So there is one thing that you need to notice. There's a 1 at the beginning, there's a 1 at the end. This is the third row. How many numbers are there that we have to generate using the pattern? 3 minus 2. Okay, 1 now. In the next row, let's see. There's a 1 at the beginning, there's a 1 at the end. How many numbers do we have to generate using a pattern? That is fourth row minus 2, two numbers. Okay. So let us start coding this. First of all, we will create a vector of vector that will return as the answer. Then we'll create a vector temp that will basically hold the current row that we are creating. So inside temp, we are going to add 1, and this temp we are going to push into answer. Now we are going to run a for loop to create the further lines. So we have already pushed the first row into the answer vector. That is why we are starting I with 1. First of all, you're going to clear temp. You're going to create a vector of integers t1 that is going to be the last row of the answer vector. Because as we saw in the dry run, we need the last row to create the next row. So let's get the last row into t1. Then we saw the first number is always 1 and the last number is always 1. So temp dot push back 1. And this is the last number that we are pushing in. Temp dot push back 1. Between these two numbers, we have to add the numbers that we have to generate using the pattern. So let's write a for loop for this. J equal to 1, j less than I, and j plus plus. So here we are going to create new numbers and push them into temp. So temp dot push back t1 of j minus 1 plus t1 of j. At the end, we are going to push this temp vector into answer. So what we are exactly doing is we are creating this temp vector. We are creating a new row inside this temp vector, and we are pushing it back into the answer vector. Okay, this has to be temp. All right, and at the end, we're just going to return the answer. Let's try to run this. So we can see all the visible test cases have passed. Let's submit this. All the test cases have passed. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And see you in the next video. Bye bye.